What's going on, everybody? This is Jay from Volunteer Garage, coming at you live and local. We are actually today going to be working on my Toyota once again. I'm getting caught up on all my maintenance I haven't done yet, but as you can tell, we're going to start out with a new radiator, and I'm going to show you why I'm putting a new radiator on it. It's really windy out here today and cold. As you can tell, it's not leaking just yet. We're going to let it run for a minute. And here you go, bam! Radiator is dumping fluid out. It's been doing this for 2-3 years now. Where the plastic tanks meet the aluminum part of the radiator, it leaks. That's why I hate plastic tank radiators, but they're everywhere. And that's what's actually going back in it, because I got it for 40 bucks, a brand new one for 40 bucks. And the other crazy part is, once the thermostat opens and all the hot water rushes into it, it seals the tank off, upper and lower. So, but today we're going to be changing this on Volunteer Garage because, frankly, I'm sick of it. It just sucks. Alrighty then, folks. We have her backed in. The top tank on this thing leaks. It leaks back here in the back corner, and same thing with the bottom tank. It leaks all around here where it's been seamed up. And then when you start the engine up, like I said before, then the thermostat opens up, the hot water rushes, seals everything up. It's been like that for a couple of years. I'm tired of it. I'm just burned out of having to check my coolant and it leaks like that. So I want to show you guys a quick little trick I learned when I worked in the shop. Your overflow reservoir is full of coolant and you want to drain it. You don't want to suck it out or whatnot, or take it off and have it dump it upside down. I'll show you a trick that I learned. Pressure on it's kind of off. I let it cool off for a little bit. It's really a cold day out today, so it helped cool it off. So engine's kind of cool. What you want to do is put your drain pan, let me see, put your drain pan down here, get to your drain on the bottom of your radiator here, which is right there. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, right there. You're going to spin that thing off as it drain out. You can see where the coolant was right in there coming out the tank. It just drips all over the place. I'm sick of fooling with this radiator. So I'll take this loose with the radiator cap still on. If I can get it to turn. There it goes. Just wanting to be difficult. Alright. You don't want to pull it all the way out. You want to start pulling it out slowly. Get a little bit of a, well, not coming out all the way. There it goes. Now, let that drain. And what it's doing is, like you think it'd be doing, it's sucking the coolant out of this, going straight into your radiator, straight out the bottom. So we'll let that drain for a few minutes, and we'll start taking it. While it's draining, though, me being a mechanic, though, you want to start taking things loose. Take your air intake off and stuff. Get things loose and out of the way while that's draining. That saves you time. I learned that working in shops, because everything in the shop was about time. So we're going to take this loose, and I might take the fan shroud loose too. All right, I'll take this loose. Take this pin right here loose. I'll just flop this over out of the way, like so. Take this fan shroud loose. While that thing's draining, it drains all the coolant out of this. You check it. You can take this cap and take your radiator cap loose and just leave it laying on top of there, and that helps control it, keep it from spraying out that way. Spraying out towards the back of the car, that will help control the coolant flow coming out. See how it's just a steady stream? Well, it's bad out anyway, but I'll take the cap all the way off now. Just a little tidbit of information there. That way you don't make a huge mess if you've never done it before, if you have that style, this style of quart. Some of these actually have a little notch, little groove in them too. When you go take them loose, it'll come out the side there. This one particularly doesn't. But some of these have a little notch on the side there, you'll see, for the coolant to come out. I've seen throughout the years. Alright, let's take this hose loose. slide this fan shroud out once I get this hose out of my way. You don't have to take off both ends either. You can just take one hose end off. I've seen people working on their cars and they take both hose ends off for some reason. I don't know why, but all you gotta do is take off one. Put that in right there. And we'll slide the old shroud out. Set it to the side. Take this overflow tank hose loose. Set it to the side. Like I said, this radiator is very easy to take out. Alright, got the lower radiator hose clamp off, the hose is spin. What I normally like to do, normally when you take the lower radiator hose off, it'll always pour coolant out. So normally I'll put that drain plug back in, slide this on over my way. We'll grab a hold of the hose here. Let's see, there it is. Alright, see, there's your mess. You can see how it's draining out the bottom of the radiator. It's going to drain out no matter what. Made a little bit of a mess, be alright. Another little pro tip, be careful in the coolant when you step in it. This stuff it's slick. There's just only one way to say it. It's really slick. But now I'm going to take off there's 4 12mm bolts you got to take out, and the radiator should come out. Very easy stuff to do. 2 on each side. I'm going to do that real quick, and we'll slide this old turd plastic junky radiator. Alright, boys and girls, children, men, women, perm head racing. The radiator is out, as you can tell. It's over here. The leak master is out. This thing isn't really that old. I put it in 2010. I was reading my receipt. It was in there from 2010 till now. It's just turned 2016. But oh well, it is what it is. Junk. It's what they all are now. So, but I have the radiator out. Now's a good time. I'm going to clean up all this old antifreeze. Make sure when you drain stuff, don't pour it on the ground. Recycle it like you're supposed to. And I want to water down and get rid of all that antifreeze that's on the ground. Make sure I don't have some innocent manatee come out of the concrete here and lick it up or whatever. So, but yeah, we're gonna get it ready and we'll get the new one ready to stab in. Alright, got the floor cleaned off. It's pretty much dry and you can see it. It's getting dry. Don't take long on a nice windy day like it is today. Now what I like to do before I put my radiator in, which I don't have to worry about, my automatic transmission, I don't have one. I always check to make sure the drain plug's tight, which it is. And these bolts for your fan shroud, I always like to make sure that they're tapped out and ready to go, because nothing sucks worse is when you're trying to bolt a fan shroud in a bolt that doesn't work. And you strip something out and you're pissed and you got to take it all back apart. So I always do it when I have it out. Easy, really quick to do. Alright, here we go. I got the radiator put back in. 4 bolts hold it on. Very easy stuff to do. Lower radiator hose put on with a new clamp. Now I got to put the radiator shroud in, put the upper radiator hose on, and then and the overflow tank hose back on, and we'll put the intake back on and fill it up with coolant and bleed the system. Pretty much done. Like I said, this is a very easy radiator to change. Very, very easy to do. No reason why, if you're a do-it-yourselfer, that you wouldn't try to do it. I mean, it's very easy to do stuff like this. But anyway, we'll get started. So, we'll get started. Put the fan shroud on it. This is a very important thing to have as a fan shroud. A lot of people don't use them or leave them off or whatever. But it's a very important thing to have. Keeping your vehicle cool, especially in summer. Don't know why you wouldn't put one on or at least try. Alright, got the fan shroud on there tight. Put the upper radiator hose back on. Slide it all the way up on. Clamp her down. Alright, we'll put this back on. I got the upper radiator hose on. We'll slide the intake back on. Tighten that down using this tin. It's on there, not going anywhere. Alright. Last but not least, we'll put this back on. Alright, we're ready to fill it up with coolant. Alright, this has been mixed 50-50, just green antifreeze as I miss it as I'm pouring it in, but here we go. Fill this baby up, and hopefully no leaks. Got the overflow jug filled up with coolant. Get the tap back on, cap, there we go. You can see I got that filled up. I got a little bit overfull, more than what I normally do. But, oh well. Let's start it up and we'll bleed the system out and turn the heat on. Alrighty then. Start this thing up, get the heat on. Pull it outside. For a few minutes, get warmed up, get the thermostat open. Alright, the thermostat's opened, running. We'll top off the coolant and grab some. Top the coolant off. She's ready to go. A little overfull, will be alright. Alright. Thing I like to do while I'm here. As I rinse off all the old coolant off the vehicle and stuff, off the radiator and everything, let it just get all off of it. Rinse off all the old antifreeze that's all over everything. Get it off. Ain't gonna hurt it. And there you go. Well, there you have it, folks. That is changing a radiator out in a Toyota with a 22RE in it. Very simple. Like I said, it should be ready to go. I'll check the coolant. One thing you want to do the next day, drive it. Next day when you wake up, just check the coolant in it while it's cold and see if it's up at the top. Check your overflow tank. I always fill it up a little bit more than normal because then it'll suck whatever. But it should be good to go. But yeah, there you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, share, whatever.